fans, for colleagues, for the public, it was a sudden silence where once there was music, laughter, and presence. But what happened behind the scenes, the truth of his final days, is far darker than anyone imagined. It began subtly, almost imperceptibly. A missed post. A delayed appearance. An interview that seemed rehearsed, overly cautious, almost as if someone had warned him to be careful. At first, no one noticed. At first, it seemed like the normal pressures of fame. But beneath the surface, a storm was brewing. Menglong was meticulous, observant, attentive to detail. Those close to him noticed changes in behavior. Small, seemingly insignificant shifts that carried weight when examined closely. A glance over the shoulder. A slight hesitation before responding. A fleeting look of concern in moments meant to be joyful. It was subtle, almost invisible, but it was there. And for those who now look back at his last days, these were not coincidences, they were warnings. Digital analysts began piecing together a timeline. Every appearance, every post, every engagement was analyzed. Deleted footage, altered interviews, missing social media posts. Patterns emerged that suggested interference, control, and manipulation. Menglong was not just a victim of circumstance. He was aware. He saw it. And he tried to signal it in ways the world initially missed. The circumstances surrounding his disappearance are complex. Reports hinted at internal tensions within his agency. Sudden schedule changes. Meetings that were rearranged at the last minute. Instructions that seemed contradictory or confusing. Anonymous insiders spoke of pressure, of surveillance, and of an atmosphere where asking questions could have consequences. Menglong, a man known for his discipline and professionalism, began to navigate a landscape that was increasingly dangerous. Fans first noticed something unusual in his final appearances. A video clip surfaced, showing him on stage, smiling, waving, appearing cheerful. But for those who knew how to look, there was more. A glance behind the curtain. A pause, just long enough to indicate awareness. A slight shift in posture that suggested tension. It was a coded message. A signal. Menglong was aware of something. Someone threatening him. And he was trying to communicate it without putting himself directly at risk. The media initially overlooked these signs. Coverage focused on his charm, his talent, and the public persona he maintained. But in private circles, whispers began to emerge. Analysts studying the clip suggested that these gestures were deliberate, intentional, and meaningful. And as attention grew, the pieces began to fall into place. Recovered posts and deleted messages revealed additional context. Cryptic phrases. Altered images. Posts removed from public view almost immediately after being shared. It all hinted at a reality far darker than the polished public appearances suggested. Menglong was not merely performing. He was signaling, leaving breadcrumbs for those paying attention. Investigators eventually pieced together evidence from multiple sources. Leaked footage, digital forensics, anonymous testimonies. All pointed to an environment that was controlling, manipulative, and potentially dangerous. Menglong had been navigating these pressures while maintaining composure for his fans and the public. The disappearance itself only amplified suspicion. Why would a man at the height of his career suddenly vanish? Why did previously routine appearances become delayed or cancelled? And why were digital traces, posts, footage, messages, being altered or removed? Each question only deepened the mystery. Fans became amateur investigators. They analyzed every clip, every frame, every word. Forums exploded with theories, from the plausible to the fantastical. Yet, when patterns were observed, a chilling picture emerged. Menglong's disappearance was not random. It was a response to pressures, threats, and a situation he could neither control nor openly reveal. The leak of final footage provided a glimpse into his state of mind. Micro-expressions revealed unease. A tightened jaw. A fleeting glance toward unseen corners. Subtle hand gestures indicating caution. Experts in behavioral analysis confirmed these were signs of a person aware of danger and actively navigating it. It was a warning hidden in plain sight. As authorities began investigating, more information came to light. Anonymous insiders confirmed that his agency was not transparent. Certain communications were being withheld. Meetings were scheduled under secrecy. Access was restricted. The digital trail, when reconstructed, suggested interference and potential cover-ups. Menglong had sensed this and tried, in subtle ways, to alert the public without putting himself in direct jeopardy. The arrest of a suspect, months later, only intensified the intrigue. Details were sparse. Official statements were cautious, but those following the case closely knew the significance. The arrest confirmed that the disappearance was tied to deliberate actions. Actions that could be investigated, traced, and eventually understood. Fans revisited old footage with new eyes. Every slight look, every subtle pause, every careful gesture was reinterpreted. Menglong's final days were no longer a matter of simple disappearance. They were a complex web of signals, awareness, and hidden warnings. It became clear. He had been navigating danger the entire time. The leaked posts and messages provided additional insight. Oddly timed posts, cryptic captions, subtle edits. They were consistent with someone trying to communicate without exposing themselves. Menglong's intelligence and awareness were evident. He was leaving clues. Messages meant for those who could see beyond the surface. The public response was overwhelming. Discussion threads, fan analyses, and social media conversations became relentless. Each post dissected. Each clip replayed. Each expression scrutinized. Everyone wanted to understand the reality behind his disappearance. And as more evidence surfaced, the truth grew darker and more complex than anyone had imagined. Investigators have emphasized that the case is ongoing. Evidence continues to be collected. Witnesses are being interviewed. Digital data is being analyzed in painstaking detail. They warn that conclusions should not be rushed. But even at this early stage, the emerging picture is clear. Menglong's disappearance was not a simple accident or personal choice. It was the result of pressures, threats, and circumstances that were carefully orchestrated. The chilling part is how subtle it all was. Nothing about his public persona suggested fear. Yet behind the polished performances were tiny signals of distress. Subtle yet telling. And these signals, once examined carefully, tell a story far darker than what was reported initially. Fans and analysts alike continue to debate the implications. Could more people have been involved? Were there attempts to hide information? What motivated the actions that led to his disappearance? The questions are countless, and the answers, when revealed, could reshape our understanding of the events entirely. Digital forensics has uncovered patterns that further confirm suspicion. Deleted posts, removed footage, altered timestamps, all suggest a deliberate effort to obscure details of his final days.